So now we're down to the final match of the day. Boston Breach versus OpTic Texas. Elimination round 3. Loser goes home. Last match of the day after a day of 3-0s, and we saw another 3-0. But the story of this one's a little bit different. In my opinion, I feel like this was Boston's to lose, and obviously they lost. But I feel like Boston was a better team all 3 maps, but they trolled all 3 maps, and I could only imagine how devastating that is, especially to lose at your home series. Like, they literally could have got the championships Sunday and probably put up a fight, but they just... This is like the thing about this team, like under the bright lights, the big pressures, you know, they just don't perform. As you know, they don't perform in game 5s, and they had the whole world in their hands, honestly. They had everything in their hands, but they just couldn't close it out. And I'm going to go to the listening with the Boston Breach, and then I'm going to go to the closing point of this match, which was basically the deciding factor. But I was laughing so hard in this fucking listen-in because Nero just fucking breathes in his fucking mic, and then you could hear him like licking his lips, almost like he's like licking your ear and like trying to talk to you sexually. Like, that's literally, it was like a gross feeling on the right side of my ear. I was so mad. I was so mad the whole time on this listen-in. I want you guys to hear. I'll upload the reaction that I had in the live thing.
I'm gonna go rocks. Top. I didn't hit top. I sure the trophy now, I think. Okay. I'm gonna hit rocks. Sun's the back. Hit the time, nice. Kill that. Let's go. Nice. Good shot. Rock. He's going through mid probably. Get that shot. Get this time. I'm there. One back. Rocks. I'm walking back. You guys in the back. Yeah, I need help. Backstairs. I need outer pipe. I need help. Outer back. I stun him. He's back left time and outer. Pipe. Keep on. I'm coming, race. Keep fighting this.
Yeah, he's mid-water. He went mid-water, guys.
Mid-water?
Yep, he went like rocks.
That's one of you. Get that.
Ruins
cross dead. Dash is behind us. Dash is behind us.
He's
up P1 in. P1 and Dash is behind us.
He's 10. Could be going bottom L or something.
Broken.
I'll team tap, bro.
I think he's L or something. I spawn on P1.
Yeah, he's L. He's on L.
Yeah, I'm holding for
Once he made that, guys. Keep away right now.
I'm waiting for the back attach rock.
Yep.
He's out. Back right. Side rig. Going Ruins. Ruins Brandon. He's going through Ruins.
Yo, I'm sorry. That was bad. And I even looked at the chat at that point. I'm like, why is he moaning? Like, that one was like a... Oh my gosh, bro. Like, can you imagine? You're in the middle of a fucking elimination round 3 and one of your teammates like hears... I can't even do it like fucking... I'm not even trying to repeat it.
He's out. Back right. Side rig. Going Ruins. Ruins Brandon. He's going through Ruins right now. Okay, Ruins right now.
Alright, yeah, well, that's enough of that. Listen in. Fuck me. He's trying to talk to me sexually. Actually, we're gonna listen with OpTic first, too.
Make sure you hold them in. For sure, Oscar's working mid lane. I don't want to. I don't nade at all. I'm blocking. Alright, can you block it?
Yo, front castle door.
I'm gonna play. I'm blocking. I'm going to the left.
I'm backing up.
Yo, I'll get time.
Yeah, I'm backing up from room.
You guys can push.
You should play Zinni if you can, Brennan. Yeah, no.
I have my own water hop.
Well, guys, and castle 1 HP. Castle 1 HP. Come on, there's 2 there.
Watch my own water.
One's going up mid, I think.
In the back, weak, yeah.
I have the rest. I'm playing Zinni. Yeah, good. I have your mid.
Yeah, I have your roots. Can you just watch mid?
Yeah, I have your mid. Yeah, one guy's
I saw the back.
I'm not playing the game for a sec. One guy's, he's like top castle. There's 2 one's already past you. Watch your rinse.
Water hop in front door. 2 on hill.
Better go water hop in.
One of them's one shot.
Water he's in for sure.
Nice.
Zinni, watch out. He's gonna go small lane. Front
Right now. He's in time.
Bump me. They're getting parallel blue. One's on me new. Into Zinni. He's back way. Back high.
Nice.
Good shot.
Wait, this spawn. Wait, spawn on me at all.
Yeah, parallel.
Don't chat. We're going off P3 or not? P3.
What's ruins?
Someone just get you.
And it is a slugfest here on Hydra.
I'm not even gonna lie, in that calm, I literally didn't hear Illy say a thing except for just one call out, and then boom, he died right after. That's all I heard from Illy. That whole, like, Hook, no matter how bad he plays, his comms are so great. And I mean, as long as 3 of them are common, I mean, fuck, I guess it doesn't matter what Illy does, but I swear Illy was just like in his own fucking world there in those comms, not gonna lie. But we're gonna go to the closing point of the game. So Boston gets a good hold on this. OpTic does a great job of getting them off the hill so they aren't able to win off of this, and then they basically have to rotate to this last hill and get perfect time on this. Shotzi, or I mean fucking Ashy is actually able to get him off and not get him even closer to 250. So now it is crunch time, and OpTic does a good job of holding this, and then it all comes down to Bruce at a certain point, but OpTic does a good job of holding off the initial push. I feel like right here, so right here they see a wake go in the water, and so great of them to go out of their way to find this motherfucker, because anyone in the water is a real big problem. And right here, Vivid's one shot, I don't know why you wouldn't just like chill for a bit, regen your health. He chills one shot and dies. That's another thing. And then for them to recognize like the spawn flip as fast as they did was awesome. And then it all comes down to this.
Awakening, trying to cover the boys. In they go, on the outside. Who wins another one? Nero's in. Nero's in. Is anyone there? Over the top. Oh my God. Dashy crosses him up. They stay alive. Vivid. Oh my. What are we seeing? It's not over yet. Bruce can't get any more. It's 2 seconds for the win. It's the rotation. It's all down to Hook. They've done it.
So Dashy makes a big play, gets a big 3-piece here. There's a lot of trades going on the hill. All the trades going Boston's favor. Dashy's able to kill one guy inside the hill. Knows where Nero is. Jumps over him. Shits on him. Doesn't lay in the hill and just fucking hope for a guy to just push in and him get a kill. He brings the fight to them and just challenges this guy before he has even a chance to get in the hill. And then a great nade from Shotzi off spawn to go over and fucking kill Methods right here. That's great. And then Illy just has to get that guy, and boom, they don't get time. They're all the way across the map, and OpTic already has spawns for the next one, and they take that one. So just feel like Boston Breach probably could have closed it out. That game was in their hands basically, but OpTic, good job capitalizing on their mistakes on that map. So that's like the one map where I feel like OpTic capitalized on their mistakes, and it was not more of like just like a Boston just trolled and that's why they lost. But that one was a Boston trolled, OpTic capitalized, and even this map I guess, but like right here, so Boston has a 4-1 lead and OpTic just claws back in it round after round. Illy goes huge, gets back-to-back, like fucking 4 pieces, 3 pieces, back-to-back rounds, and before you know it, it's already 4-3, and you just see Boston just start crumbling, falling apart round by round, OpTic just slowly taking over and just fucking winning every round. Before you know it, it's 4-4. Illy calls in a streak, doesn't get the streak kill, but gets info. Shotzi gets a kill here. They got a man advantage. They trade. Shotzi with a big 1v1 here. So Nero has dead silence at 2v1. Dashes in the back. Obviously has to check bomb. Shotzi in a very nice spot mid. Nero actually made a great play here, wrapping around like the back to like out rotate and maybe catch him checking the bomb because someone just died there. So maybe he thinks he's out playing him. But does not check mid. Maybe after he cleared the back, he probably should have ran back into mid and see if he caught a timing, but he didn't. Probably thought the guy rotated further back on like the defense side, and he loses that round. And then OpTic just fucking outslays him this round, and yeah, before you know it's already a fucking 4v1, and the game is over. OpTic came back from 4-1 down. Excellent resilience from them, honestly, on that one. And then we go into the El Asilo control, which I feel like Boston trolled super hard. So OpTic had a great offense win here, down 16-8, literally double the lives. I kind of feel like Boston should not be losing this, like at all, but somehow they do. It's literally 15-5. How could you, like, you should not be losing this. Who gets a fucking gigantic enormous 2-piece, and then the guys off spawn are able to clear out Nero, and now they throw down the trophy. They're on the point. Boston has to just run in. They do a good job of getting off the hill for a sec while everyone nades and uses the streaks. They actually waste their streak there, and the trophy takes care of it. Hop back on the thing. Dashi does a great job of watching over him and fucking kills that guy. And they're able, with 5 lives, and still have 2 left after losing 2 of those 5 lives and still winning that round. Like, it should literally be impossible. Like, the second you see this on your screen right here, like the second you see 15 to 5, 6.7 seconds left, and there's literally no ticks on the B, you would think, like, you'd probably put your rent money that Boston literally has to win this round. Like 15 to 5, 6.7, no ticks left. You have 3 guys up too, by the way. So it's like, you have 3 guys up. There's only 1 guy at B. Who gets a fucking massive 2-piece? It doesn't get that 2-piece. It's over. So big plays out of Hook there. For how bad he's been playing, you know, still makes plays. Always fucking good in the comms. And so Boston's able to reply and get an offense win of their own that maybe they probably shouldn't get. Maybe OpTic troll it. But it wasn't as much of a troll as much as it was. Boston just had a very convincing control round. And they reply, and then Boston trolls back-to-back control rounds here. So it's another offense from OpTic Texas. OpTic's able to get the 8-point first, and then just another round where Boston should not be losing. You kind of feel like they have control of it, and then they just all of a sudden lose control. So once again, it's literally like a repeat of like the last offense. Hook goes big again, gets a massive 2-piece. As you can see, number 8 on your map going along the back. He gets fucking Vivid in the back. Now he's running. So now he has a big fight with Awakening. Gets that. Even bigger fight on Vivid. Gets that 1. Gets 2. Gets killed in the crossfire. But now his teammates have control. He basically cleared out the whole back by himself. And right now they're on the point. And Boston just has to run at them. But they are able to just fucking get the kills that they need to get. Once again, it's literally a carbon copy. Illy watching over from the OP spot, watching over his fucking teammates, gets a 3-piece. Big plays from Illy, and they win that control round. Literally almost like a carbon copy. Who gets like fucking 2 big kills, and then all of a sudden they're on it, they're capping it. Boston runs in, there's a guy in the back alley watching over, and they win. And now it's a classic defense where if you're disciplined, like I said in the Rocker one, if you're disciplined, you just can't lose, and you don't throw your lives away. That's all defense is, just not throwing your lives away and just outslaying, and they outslayed them. And it is the 5th 3-0 of the day. Boston very disappointed, I could tell, very disheartened. They played a good series. They just made very bad mistakes. Not sure if it's nervous mistakes or what the deal is. I feel so bad. Like, all of them know that they could have won that series, and it's always a heartbreaking loss all the time. And it's always heartbreaking when you lose, when you feel like you actually could have won and every game was in your hand, and it wasn't even like a matter of you just getting pissed on like Ultra. Like, the game was in their hands and they lost it. And yeah, the 3-0 scoreline does not reflect what actually happened in the game. But yeah, Boston just needs to ice up and not troll. And I feel like they could be even better. But we're going to go into the final stats of the series. Method's not having a great series whatsoever. But Nero had a great series, actually. Great fucking series out of Nero. Doing his thing. You could say he needed some help, but, you know, to each his own. Like, they still could have won those maps, even with these, like, stat lines. So it's, like, very hard to say it. If one gave by, they probably would have lost it. But, yeah, 8,200 fucking damage out of both of them is pretty good. Like, they're playing pretty well. The only series of this whole LAN where Hook went positive in. So I'm glad he's at least getting somewhat on the board. Made huge plays in that control to win that game. And he's always in the calm. So, you know, can't be too bad. And very often you see fucking Dashi have like a negative overall fucking KD in a series. But, you know, happens to the best of us. We can't perform all the time. But he's always still super consistent. Great series out of everyone. And OpTic is moving on to Championship Sunday.